Hi, everyone. Welcome to Childcare Unplugged, hosted by me, Chantel Pettingill. I created this podcast to help parents with any questions they may have about parenting, daycare, and anything child development. We also answer questions that parents typically have about childcare and about our program specifically. So this week at the centers, we celebrated Read Across America in celebration of Dr. Seuss' birthday, but also to promote the importance of reading and literacy in ECE, or early childhood education. Each day we focused on a theme based on around one of Dr. Seuss's books. So Monday we did, oh gosh, now I'm trying to blank out. Tuesday was Fox and Socks. Wednesday was Wacky Wednesday. Oh, Monday was the Lorax. Thursday we did One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. And today was Cat in the Hat. We're recording this on Friday. And the classrooms created artwork. They tried their hands in STEM activities, such as creating oobleck and doing like stacking cups and creating patterns. They also had Dr. Seuss themed snacks on a couple of the days. This week has always been one of my favorite weeks in daycare each year. So today, because we're celebrating Read Across America, and today, we're going to delve into the magical realm of reading with infants and toddlers. From cuddly board books to playful picture books, reading with our littlest ones in our lives is not just enjoyable, but it's actually really essential for their development. Reading with young children isn't about just enjoying a story together. It lays the foundation for language development, cognitive skills, and creating a lifelong love of learning. Research shows that children who are read to from an early age, like right at birth type early age, they tend to have better language skills and also enhance concentration and a richer vocabulary. But beyond these cognitive development, reading with children also fosters emotional bonds and creates cherishing memories between caregivers and little ones. So it's huge for their development. Let's start with some fascinating facts about why reading with infants and toddlers is so critical. So one is their brain development. Did you know that a baby's brain undergoes rapid development during the first few years of life? Reading to infants and toddlers stimulates brain growth and strengthens neural connections, laying the groundwork for future learning and academic success. It also helps with language skills. Babies are born ready to learn language, and reading to them from an early age exposes them to a rich vocabulary and varied sentence structures. The more we talk and interact with our babies, the more language skills they develop. This exposure enhances their language skills and helps them develop communication and literacy skills later in life. Other important things is when your little one's babbling, communicate back and forth, create a dialogue with them. Help give words to what they might be talking about. Also, reading with our little ones gives bonding and attachment. Reading together creates a special bond between caregivers and infants. The close physical contact, the soothing rhythm of a read aloud, and shared attention promotes feelings of security and attachment, nurturing the bond between parents and child. And then lastly, definitely their cognitive development. Even before they can understand the words, infants and toddlers benefit from the sensory experience of reading, touching, seeing, and hearing the words and images. The multi-sensory stimulation enhances cognitive development and fosters curiosity and exploration. So now that we understand a little bit of why reading is important with infants and toddlers, let's explore some tips for making the most out of this time. So the biggest one is start early. It's never too early to start reading to your baby. Even newborns can benefit from hearing the sound of your voice and the cadence of language. You don't even have to really necessarily read infant books. If you're reading a book, read it out loud with your infant. Just that language and hearing the language and seeing you talk will really help their development. Make reading a part of your daily routine, such as before nap time or bedtime, to establish a comforting ritual. In our house, it was definitely always before bedtime. That was a big story time for us. We also read throughout the day, but before they went to bed, there was always a book. Create a cozy reading environment. Set up a comfortable space for reading, free from distractions. Turn off the TV, turn off your phone. You can have a cozy corner with pillows and blankets, or just a special reading nook. Make it inviting or conductive to snuggling with a book. A lot of times we would read in bed is a big one, or just sit on the couch. It doesn't have to be fancy, but just find a good spot to sit and read. And then choose age appropriate books. Selecting sturdy board books with simple, high contrast images and rhyming text for infants are great. There's a lot of good books too that have black and white images for those early years, as it helps with the babies able to focus on the pictures because their eyesight's still developing, but the black and white with some red board books really help with that. As your young child grows, introduce them to interactive books with textures and flaps and bright colors to engage their senses and spark their curiosity. And then follow their lead. Pay attention to your child's cues and interest during reading time. If they seem drawn to a particular book or page, take time to explore it together. Encourage them to touch and explore the book and let them dictate the pace of the reading session. As you go through, also make it interactive. Engage your child in the reading experiences. Ask them questions. Point out objects or characters in the book. Encourage them to mimic animal sounds or actions. This interactive approach fosters language development and keeps your child actively engaged in the story. Also incorporate sensory elements. Engage multiple senses by choosing books with tactile elements, like we had discussed before, or flaps to lift. You can also incorporate props such as puppets or musical instruments that relate to the stories. The other thing too is definitely change your voice. That goes a long way and doesn't take a whole lot of effort. And then be patient and repetitive. Repetition is key to a young child's development, so don't be afraid to read the same book multiple times. I know when I was beginning to read, the first book I ever read was Hop on Pop. I don't think it's because I actually read it per se, but I memorized it. And then I was able to put the words to the book based on what I remembered with the patterning of the words and things like that. So it's okay for the repetition. It's actually good for your child to continue to read the same book over and over. Each reading session offers new opportunities for learning and discovering. So be patient and enjoy the journey together. Some of our favorite family memories are sitting and reading stories with our two littles. Every night before bed, it was definitely Zach that would read to the kids. I did a lot during the day, but Zach worked long hours at that time. So that was his time to sit and bond with the kids. So he would read to the kids, and he did just do picture books. I remember him reading Lion Witch in the Wardrobe with them. He started reading the Harry Potter to the kids when they were 3 and 4. Evelyn, to this day, always has her nose in a book, and she'll be turning 14 in June. She is always reading, and she's always trying to read books that most kids in her age don't read, and are a little bit higher reading level for it. She's definitely also that's her strong point. Reading is her strong point. Sawyer likes reading too, but he uses reading more for fact finding. He's definitely my nonfiction type child. So he does a lot of reading for how to build things, how to create things, how to figure things out. And he's always creating and inventing with that. So start planting those seeds young, and they'll definitely continue to grow. The other thing we still do in our house is family reading, where we just all sit in the living room and read together. Now, we don't do this as often as we should, just because of our very busy schedules, but something that we do try to still do, even though our children are older. It just helps to foster reading, especially in this digital age, and also helps to show and role model this habit with our children. So with this, we're going to spend some time on our social media in the next couple weeks going through. We're going to have some book-related posts. We're going to do some guess the title post, live story times. We're going to try to bring that back at least once a month, as well as maybe do a book club, a book of the month showcase for families, as well, just to help continue to promote reading at home with your littles. So I hope everyone has an amazing weekend. Hopefully this nice sunny weather on Friday today keeps up and we don't get any snow. And we'll definitely see you next time. Bye, guys.